Hello again. I'm Ed Hubbard and I'm the Republican candidate for Place 3 on the First Court of Appeals in Houston, Texas. I want to talk to you today as early voting nears about why I believe you should vote for me for this position. If you're the type of person who relies on endorsements or professional evaluations to make your decision about voting for a judicial candidate, then I believe I'm your candidate. I'm very proud of the support I've received from individual members of the bar in the Houston area, and I'm also proud of the support I've received from leading individuals and organizations in our community who care about the independence and integrity of the judicial system. You can find out more about those endorsements by going to my website at www.hubbard2008.com. Now, if you're the type of person who relies on looking at a candidate's judicial philosophy, then I also believe I'm your candidate. As I've said to you before, I've gone to every corner of this district. I've listened to your hopes and concerns about the judiciary, and you've told me you don't want judges who will legislate from the bench. Well, rest assured, I believe in judicial restraint, in strict construction of legislation and constitutions. In short, I believe you should not legislate from the bench. Therefore, I think I'm your candidate. Now, unfortunately, recently pundits and other politicians have been blurring the definition of what judicial restraint means by blurring the difference between judicial activism and simply applying the law to new cases. It's true that judges have the power to adapt the law to every new, unique case. However, the power to adapt the law to new cases is only properly applied when it is done narrowly to each dispute before the court. If a judge goes further and misuses that power by altering basic legal principles, by altering language of legislation, by altering what the Constitution means in order to affect future cases, the law gets distorted to fit the whim of the judge, and that's activism. Any form of activism eventually begets more activism, which undermines the stability and the fairness of our legal system. Unfortunately, that is precisely what happened in the 1980s before we started electing Republican judges. The 80s was a decade of constant distortion of the law in Texas through the use of judicial power in order to circumvent the legislature. In part, a new generation of judges were elected to reimpose restraint and restore proper judicial perspective to the bench. That's what is at stake in this election. Some people want the judiciary to circumvent the legislature, and they will underwrite a whole new generation of judges in order to accomplish that goal. As a result, the process of restraint that Republicans have long championed is at stake, and I am committed to preserving the process of restraint. Now, I'm not alone in my beliefs about the proper role of a judge in an independent judiciary. If you want to learn more about these arguments, I've linked two recent articles, one by Sandra Day O'Connor and one by a former president of the State Bar, David Beck, on my website, and I would ask you to go and look at those articles. Finally, I want you to understand that I do understand that judges make decisions that affect all of us now and will affect the law for generations. We should want only qualified, competent, trusted individuals to serve in our judiciary, individuals who understand the proper and limited role of an appellate judge. I understand that role. That's why I'm running, and that's why I'm asking for your vote. Thank you.